Right, we're going to look at nylon beading wire. Now, obviously this is used when you're making a bracelet, for example. You want to string your beads on something that's stretchy, elasticated and strong. Now, there's lots of different beading elasticated nylons out there, and they all come in different widths. And the width of your wire, you need to think about that carefully before you start, because of the size of your beads. If you've got really large, chunky, big beads with big holes in them, you're going to want a pretty robust and quite wide beading wire. So I would suggest 1mm. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, this is really good stuff. It's the thickest that I use of the wires. Very, very, very stretchy, and it feels strong. It really does. So I've made bracelets using this, and I've had no trouble at all. I've had no breakages whatsoever. So I get this on eBay. Sometimes you can get little reels like this. It's probably, I think it's about 20 or 30 meters of this here. So you get a lot for your money. When you're making a bracelet, probably going to use about maybe 1.5 foot. Yeah, probably about 30 to 40 centimeters per bracelet is what I normally use. But the better you get at making bracelets, the less you use, because you're more confident that you will be able to function and make the bracelet. So 1.0 is the thickest one that I have used. Just make sure that your beads, the holes in your beads, you're not going to leave massive gaps when you've put the thread through, because they'll be a bit sort of loose if you do. So always check your beads for the size of their holes, and use the stretchy nylon that corresponds best and fits through the hole best without too many gaps. So that's 1.0. Another one that I like using is 0.8. So it's not quite 1mm in diameter. Again, nice and stretchy, nice and strong. Use it for beads that have a little bit smaller hole in them, sort of maybe 6mm beads with a small hole, fairly small hole in. Again, very good, very strong and stretchy. I think it's about 30 meters here again. Then we go a size down and we have 0.5. Now that feels to me quite thin, but it is deceptively strong. So this sort of size, 0.5, you use for more delicate beads. For example, small light beads if you're creating a delicate bracelet, for example. The other thing to mention is that you can double thread if you want to. So you can put your beads through on one strand and that'll be absolutely fine. Nice and stretchy and strong. But if you feel that you want a bit of extra security, you can double back. Okay, you can double back, go back through the beads with another strand and make it a double necklace, a double bracelet or necklace to give it a bit of extra security. So that's 0.5. And this one I have yet to use. It is 0.4. It is very thin, almost like cotton thread. Now, the only time I might consider using this is if perhaps I'm using seed beads, which are very light, possibly, and beads with very small holes. I haven't used this yet. I don't do a lot of beading with very, very small beads. But again, if you feel that it's not durable enough for you, you can double thread it, which will give it extra security. And actually, if you think about it, 0.4, if you double thread it, will make it a 0.8. So that gives it a little bit more strength and durability. So they're the main four that I would use in making bracelets, for example, elasticated bracelets. And it's absolutely wonderful because there are endless limits to what you can achieve with different beads, different styles of beads. different sizes, colours, combinations, and any one of these will be absolutely fine for making a lovely elasticated bracelet. Bracelets are really easy, elasticated bracelets are really easy to make. It is literally just a case of designing it, threading it, and tying it off. And that is all there is to it. Some people like to put a dab of glue on the knot to keep it in place. That's absolutely fine, but you don't have to. So it's really good if you want to make beaded bracelets, elasticated bracelets, and these are the things you're going to need. It's strong and stretchy. I get it from eBay or Amazon. Sometimes you get a 4-pack like this, or you can specify if you want the really thick one or the medium one or the really, really fine one. And it's not very expensive. And as I say, I think it's about 30 meters on here. And you can make a lot of bracelets with that.